Each and every one of us strives to leave our mark on the world. In celebration of youth making a difference in local as well as global communities, an event is held in 3 separate countries, We Day. We Day is a show that includes motivational speakers as well as performances from various celebrities. We traveled out to the Canadian Tire Centre to get some footage from this year's We Day. Let's check it out.
This is about you being leaders today.
It's fun because this is my first time.
Yeah.
So
How about you?
it's my second time. Yeah, this is my third V Day actually, as a volunteer. Well, I've always wanted to help around, and it's just like giving me more of a boost.
Okay. All right.
It's more motivating to help out. It's like when you hear like all of these people just talking, it's like really motivating. It's just gotten more organized over the years as everyone's like putting more effort in and making it like a better show. We're in youth group and we're raising money with refugees and we go to like Shepherd's of Good Hope and like make sandwiches for people that don't have any.
I want to start by reminding you of something that each of you deeply know, and it was something that I said at my very first We Day, which is at an event like this you'll have a lot of people coming up on stage and talking about the future, and talking about how you are the future and how you are all leaders of tomorrow. But I don't want you guys to think about yourselves as leaders of tomorrow. We Day is not about you becoming leaders of tomorrow. This is about you being leaders today.
Give them great ideas going forward. I'm going to follow up with my granddaughter to see how she is doing with the project that she chooses. She's very creative, and I think we'll come up with something pretty fantastic.
I came here because I've never really participated much in high school, and it's my last year, and I felt inspired, and a lot of people said that they had a really good time all the years before, so I thought that I'd come out and like do this one last thing, and I'm actually feeling like really good, and everyone is being really nice, and it's a really good time. Like, I'm having a really good time.
First time I've ever had a wee conference, and this is unbelievable. And I think this is going to change the world. I'm really excited about it.
Now, while high school can be a very fun and exciting times for some, it can also be extremely overwhelming and stressful for others. In this next segment, we take a look at depression, its symptoms, and how to cope with it.
Depression can mean a lot of things. I think that the textbook answer is that it is a long-term sadness. You feel helpless, you feel lost, and desperately sad. And everybody's sad once in a while. Bad things happen, stress happens, but it's something that kind of goes on and on and on, and you don't feel like you can shake it, and you start to disconnect from your friends and disconnect from your family and disconnect from the things that you love to do.
I know in the most severe cases, it's an imbalance of chemicals in your brain.
Being isolated, feeling alone, just like not wanting anyone there. You kind of feel like you're alone in the world and there's no one that can understand you or help you and make you feel any better.
I think that disconnection one is the first one that you often notice. Those things that you notice your friends or yourself you used to love doing, all of a sudden you just don't want to do it anymore.
Well, depression comes in many different forms, so it's very difficult to try to be there for someone when you're not sure exactly what the problem is. From my personal experience, when dealing with people or friends who have issues with depression and issues with mental disorders, the best thing you can do is talk to someone who actually has more knowledge about the actual field, because other than that, you could actually be attempting to treat something that's not even the correct way. The most important thing to do is to do your research and to understand what's going on within the person.
I honestly would just try and be there to support them, because you can't really force them to do anything because you don't know what they're going through. Like, not everyone's depression is the same. So I would just try to be there for them. I'll tell them, like, whatever you need, like, I got you. But I wouldn't pressure them to do anything.
The number one thing is having that one person to connect with. So I would reach out and say, I don't think you're okay right now. Can I help? And sometimes that's enough, knowing that someone's there for you. So if you are worried about your friend, the first thing I would encourage you to do is reach out. Because that connection, that even if it's just one person, that connection is huge. If you are concerned that someone is hurting themselves or is considering hurting themselves, so it's not only that they're sad, but they're thinking about suicide, they're thinking about killing themselves, any of that sort of stuff. Or even if you're really just worried that they're, sad, I would reach out to an adult.
I think I'd probably try and point them towards someone who can help, at least at the school, like guidance. I wouldn't try and do too much myself for fear of kind of screwing up almost, because I think it's a really delicate issue where if you don't know what you're doing, you can easily do something wrong. So I wouldn't want to risk that. I'd want to get them to someone who can help.
Even like as an adult, I think the happiest adults are those who've spent time self-reflecting and acknowledging where things aren't going as well as we would hope, and then actually doing stuff about it. And for anyone who's had sort of mental health challenges or life challenges, that change is really hard. Acknowledging that you're doing things that are setting you up for failure is hard, and then actually making change is really difficult.